everyone, I'm Radhika. Welcome back to DataZar. Today we're going to be solving Power BI 2021 Workout Wednesday Challenge, week 34, which is around building a network diagram, and we are going to create this visual. So without further ado, let's go into our Power BI desktop. We will start by getting data into Power BI. I have already downloaded the data set and it has downloaded in the form of a text or CSV file. So I will click on text and CSV and choose my files. In this challenge, it is already mentioned that we have to transform the data in Power Query so that there is a source and target, that is, pairs of actors appearing in the same scene. And they have also given a few hints here on how to do this. So I'm going to be doing all the transformations based on these hints. First step is to add an index. So for that, I will go to Add Columns and choose Index Column. And it is already mentioned that we need to start from 1. So I'm choosing Start from 1. This will automatically create an index column for us. Now the next step is to unpivot all of these columns. These columns are actually names of actors which are appearing in these scenes. So for that, I will select scenes. That is the first column that was already in the data set, and the index column that we have created. I will right click and choose unpivot other columns because these two columns are the ones that we do not want to unpivot. So when I click unpivot other columns, all my actors are in this attribute column. I don't need this value column, so I will remove this column and I will rename attribute as actor. Now, the next step that is mentioned in the hint is we need to select these scene and index column and we need to group them. So I will select group by and we need to group all the rows. So I'm selecting all rows in operation and I'll click on OK. Now, because we need to get pairs of actors and this list will contain actors. So what I'll do is I'll first duplicate this column and now I will expand each of these columns to just have actors. So I'll unselect everything and select actor, click on OK, and this will be our source column. And then for again this column, I'll unselect all of these, choose actor and click on OK. So this will be the source and this will be the target actors. Now we need to check if these two are not same. For that, we're going to go to add columns, choose a custom column. And now in here, I will say if the actor is greater than or equal to count copy dot actor, this column. So if this column is greater than or equal to this column. And now I will click on OK. So now if you see here, both of these are same, which means that's why it is true. If Emma and Liam, so the ASCII value of E is less than ASCII value of L, that's why it is coming as false. So this is how the column is getting created. Now we need to count the number of adjacencies, which means is there any other actor in the same scene as our first actor? So like for this one, the both of these are same actors in the same scene, which means there is no adjacency. I will go to conditional column and say if my count dot actor is equal to, and then we want to again choose a column. So I will say count copy dot actor, then we will say 0, otherwise we will say it's 1. Click on OK. So this is because both the actors were equal, that's why we were getting 0. If both the actors are different, which means there are two different actors in the same scene, then we will select 1. Similarly, we need to count the number of appearances. And for that, I will again go to conditional column and we will do the opposite of appearances. So I will select if count dot actor is equal to, select a column, count copy dot actor, then we need to select 1, else we need to select 0. And I'll click on OK. So this one is adjacencies and this one is appearances. So in this way, I have applied all the transformations that were mentioned in the hint section one by one. And now that this is done, I will go to home and click on close and apply. Next thing that we need to do is get the network diagram into Power BI. We don't have the visual by default. So I will click on these get more visual 3 dots. Click on get more visuals. And this diagram is called as force directed graph by Microsoft. And I will just add this. Now let us start building it. So I will choose the network graph, and we are going to bring in copy.actor in source, count copy.actor in target, and some of the adjacencies in weight. When we go to adjacencies column, it is coming as text. We don't want it as text, we want it as a whole number. So I'll select whole number and click on yes. Similarly for appearances also, I don't want it as text, I want it as a whole number. Click on yes. And now I will change the aggregation for adjacencies to sum. And when I do that, my network diagram gets created. Now let us try formatting it. So I'll click on the formatting pane. For formatting, we don't want the title, so I will switch off titles. We want the animation, so I'll keep it as is. For data labels, we want this to be in the red color, so I'll select red. And I'll increase the size of the labels. For links, we want to keep them as is. For nodes though, we don't want these big bubbles. We want them small circles. So for that, I will use an image from Google. So I've got this image. I'm using this so that I can reduce the size. I will turn on the image, and when I do that, let's just increase the size and see, this one looks better. And again for size, let us put this to 80 and bound by box. And I can decrease the size a bit. Now the next thing that we need to is get the slicer. So I'll get the slicer and add number of scenes in it, which is our index column. Next we need to add a bar chart. So I will select a bar chart. On x-axis we have index, and on y-axis we have sum of appearances. So in each scene, how many people are appearing? That's what it says. Now I will edit this slicer first. So for that, I will switch off the slicer header, turn on the slicer title, and we want scenes. I'll change the font, increase the font size, and I will also change the text color. Now for appearances, we again don't want the title, so I will switch off the title. On y-axis, we want the title to be appearances. I'll change the font, increase the font size. For x-axis title, I will call this scene number. Again, changing the font and changing the font size. And in columns, I will change the column color to red so that it matches the whole theme. Going into grid lines, we want the horizontal grid lines, but we don't want the vertical grid lines. So I will switch this off. We need to get two text boxes. First one is for the title, which says Love Actually Interconnectedness. And I will just format this. And lastly, another text box to write the text. I will complete this in a second. Let us first rename these. So our count.actor is just actor. So I'll rename this as actor. And I'll rename this one as target actor. Now in this text, the actors with greatest number of connections we need to determine which actor has the maximum number of connections. If we go back to our table view, what we essentially want is, if we take this particular actor Bill, we want how many distinct target actors he has as his connections. So we are going to use a measure to find this out. For this measure, I will call this connections. And first, what we need to do is get a summary table where we have each actor and how many connections that actor has, which means how many distinct actors are associated with this actor. And then we will iterate over this table and find out who is the actor with maximum number of connections. It will be more clear when I write the query. So I will create a summary table as a variable. So summary table. Now we are going to use summarize and add columns combination to create the summary table. I will start with summarize first. We need to summarize the appearances table. What we need to do is get actor. So I'll find actor. From this table, we only need this particular column. So I'll close the brackets. And now I will use add columns function. And in add columns, I will pass summarize as the table. And the column that we need to create, I will call this CNT for count. And what we need to do is, we need to do a distinct count of the target actor. Now, if I do like this, distinct count of the target actor, then it will not have the row context. And to bring that row context, I will use a calculate function. So then this will get target number of actors, like the distinct number of actors in target actor column for each actor. Now I'll also close off the add columns bracket. I'll create another variable where I will iterate through this table and find out what is the maximum number of connections, which is which row has the maximum value of CNT. So for that, I will call this max value, and this will just be simply, I'll use max x function, use summary table. So iterate over this summary table using max x, and we need to find max for CNT column, the count column. Now, once we have max, what we need to do is we need to find which row has max, which means we have to find which actor has max. So all I'm going to do is return. Now, there could be multiple actors who have the same number of connections. So for that, we will have to use concatenate x. So I'll use concatenate x. Now, the first argument that this takes is a table. For table, I will filter our summary table. So I'll do filter. We are filtering our summary table such that the count column in summary table is equal to the max value. So that's our table. Then we need to give expression. So what we need to get out of it is the actor. Next, we need to define the delimiter, which is a comma for us. So we will have comma separated values. And then how do we need to order this? So we are going to order this by actor again. And we need this in the descending order or ascending order. You can choose. I'll just keep ascending. And then we need to decide the order. I'll keep it as ascending and close the brackets. Now, once we do that, let's go back here. And now I will just put this in a card for now. So if I bring in connections, I'll change the size so that we can see it. So for now, when we have all the scenes, nothing is filtered out. We have Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson as the two actors with maximum number of connections. So what I can do is I can now simply go to value to get the dynamic value, and I will find connections and click on save. So this will be a dynamic way of adding the names of actors who have the greatest number of connections. I could have also used a measure, but this text is too long, so I'm keeping it simple using dynamic values. Now after this, we have to determine the actor with greatest number of shared scenes, which means if we take any actor and get a sum of adjacencies in this, which actor has the maximum number of adjacencies? So again, I will create a measure for this. and I will call this max adjacencies. Now again, I'm going to create a summary table using a combination of summarize and add columns. I'll first summarize the table. So for summary, I will again summarize the appearances table, and we need the actor column. Now we are going to give this table as the first argument for the add columns function. And now I'm, to call, I'm going to call this column as max adjacencies. All we need to do is we just need to sum these adjacencies. So what I will do is sum of these adjacencies. But we can't simply do sum, because if we do that, it's not having any row context and all the rows will have same values. So for that, I will just wrap this around a calculate so it gets a row context. Now I will close off all the brackets, and like the previous measure, I'm again going to find the maximum value of max adjacent column. So I will again define a variable called max value, which will be max x. I'm going to give summary table, and we want max value of this max adjacent column, so I'll give that. I'm going to return again a concatenate operation is required because there could be multiple actors who have the same number of adjacencies. So what I can do is I will use concatenate x. The table that I'm going to give is the summary table. But we need to filter this, so I will add a filter. And from the summary table, I only want those columns where the max adjacent count is equal to the max value that we have figured out from this variable. Now I will close off this bracket. So this is the table where it will iterate through. The expression that we need to find is the max, the actor. We need to find that particular actor. Delimiter should be a comma. We need to order this again by the actor, and we'll put this in ascending order. Close off the brackets. And now we can put this here. So if I say go to value, find max adjacencies measure, and click on save. So Alan Rickman comes out as the actor who has the maximum number of connections. I'll remove this card because we don't want this. And now let us just rearrange all of it. So this is how the final visual would look like. I hope you've enjoyed this challenge. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one.